Now let's work around various cell information functions. Basically what we're going to do here is find out if a particular cell is a blank, if it contains an error, if it contains a non-text, if it is a number or text, or it contains any not available error. Okay, so these are the functions that we're going to check one by one. Let's do that over here. For the first one, we are using the ISBLANK function. This helps us to find out if it is a blank. If it is a blank, it gives a true. If not, it will give us a false, right? So let's quickly use the ISBLANK. It checks whether a reference is an empty cell and returns true or false. We need to give the value, which is going to be C5, close the bracket, press enter. You'll see that the result is true because this cell is blank. It is giving us a value or a result true. Let's use this on the next cell that we have is blank D5, close the bracket, and you find that it is false. Since this is not a blank cell, it contains certain text, it will give you the result as false. Okay, so this is how the ISBLANK functions. How can you use this? Let's try out how we can use this. We usually use that with the if command. Okay, so using the if command is equal to if, open the bracket, the logical test will be is blank. Okay, since we want to find out if it is a blank, then what it should give. So is blank. If it's a is blank, this is the value. Okay, what if it is true? If it is true, then it should give us that it is a blank. In case if it is a false, then it should return the value to us. So whatever the value it is, it should be displayed. So if command, the logical test is blank for this particular cell. If it is true, if it is a blank, it should give us a blank. If it is a false, it is not a blank, then it should display what it contains. We close the inverted commas, we close the bracket and press enter. So here, since it was not a blank, it is now displaying the value inside it. Let's use this formula across and find out what it is. Here it is a blank, hence it's showing a blank. Here also it is a blank, and here as well. Okay, so wherever you find a blank, it is now displaying a blank. So basically we have used the is command with the cell information functions in order to find out data according to your set of criteria. So this was the ISBLANK function. What about the ISERROR? If a cell contains a kind of an error, if you see this is an error, hash div error. If it is so, it should give us a true. If not, it should give us a false. So is equal to ISERROR, give the value, close the bracket, enter. Yes, it is true. If you use the same formula over here, you will see it is false. That is because this does not have, the cell does not have any error. Let's apply this with the if command. So is equal to if. First we need to give the logical test. So logical test is error. The value that we're going to check is C13. C13. If it is so, if the value is an error, then it should display that it is a error. If this is false, then it should display what it contains. So we select this, close the brackets. It should display error. And if the value is false, then it should give the value that contains in that particular cell. Close this and press enter. So since we had the hash div error over here, it has given us an error. If you have to drag this formula across, you will see that we have around 5 errors, and where there was not an error, it is displaying what that particular cell contains, right? There was not an error over here, it contained 1, so it is now showing us a 1. Let's now understand what is non-text. Is non-text, as it would imply, it basically gives us or true if it is a non-text. In case if it is a text, then it will display the text, it will give us a false. Okay, so first let's just simply use is non-text and check this value C7. Yes, it is a non-text, it is a number, hence it is giving us a true. If we use it to the next one, it is giving us a false, because yes, these are not, it is a text, right? It is not a non-text, so it is giving us a false. Let's now use it with the if command. So is equal to if, the logical test will be is non-text. Ask us for the value. Let's select D13, close the bracket, comma. If the value is true, if it is a non-text, then we want the text to be seen. If it is not, we want it to say that it is a text. Close the bracket, press enter. If you check, it is a text. Very well. Apple is a text, right? It is not a non-text. Hence it is giving us a text. That is what the criteria we specified. If we had to drag this, wherever it is text, it is written text, and where it is a non-text, it is giving us the number. So this is how you use the is non-text function. These two are very similar. Is number, is text. Let's try out. Is equal to is number. Give the value. It is a true. It has a value over here. If you drag this across, it is a false. Since this is a text, it is giving us a is number is a false for this case. Similarly for is text. Is it a text? False. It is not a text. Is this cell a text? Yes, it is. Hence it is giving us true. Now what is NA? NA is not available. So if it's a not available, it has the hash not available cell value, then it will give us a true. So is equal to is NA. There's a small error that we put by mistake. Just need to remove that. Yes, it is true. If we were to apply this to the next cell, which is this match, it is clearly giving us a false. It does not contain any hash not available value. Let's try this is NA over here. Just delete this. Is equal to if command. Logical test will be is NA. The value will be, let's say we apply it to the C13. Okay, so if this is true, if it is not available, then what we want is, if this is true, then it should show not available. In case if this is false, then we want it to be left blank. So I'm just putting the inverted commas with a blank in between. Okay, I'll repeat. If hash not available error, then it should write not available. If it is not that error, then it should give us a blank. We close the bracket and press enter. You see that it is a blank because there was no hash NA error over here. If you were to drag this, you will find that everywhere it is a blank because there is no hash NA error, but only here, since we have a hash NA error here, it is showing us not available. Fine. So these are the various cell information functions that we have explored in this video. Is blank, is error, is non-text, is a number, is text, is not available. Okay, so you can use them according to the criteria that you need to give to a data and you want to analyze it in that fashion. Accordingly, you can use any of these functions.